Hello, this is Fredrick Nordstrom from Dream Evil, and you're listening to The Dan Shan Show.
So I'm joined by legendary producer and guitarist for Dream Evil, Fredrick Nordstrom. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing fine. I was pretty tired this morning, actually, but now I feel better.
One of those days, it's the weekend, start of the weekend, mate.
Yeah, but I've been free from work for a couple of days now, and it's just like getting that vacation feeling in the body. And, of course, it started raining as fuck here, and it's cold.
So whereabouts in Sweden are you?
In Gothenburg.
Oh, you Gothenburg, and the weather's not good?
No, it's like British weather.
Well, I've seen Paris today for the Olympics. It's all foggy and grey and horrible. It's something about the Summer Olympics. It's like, oh my God, what's happening with Northern Europe, you know? Awful.
Yeah.
So, right, first off, your band Dream Evil, the new album Metal Gods is out today, isn't it?
Yes.
So,
yes.
It's great that we're talking on release day. I'm really pleased that I got you on. How excited are you to finally have this out? I believe it's your 7th album.
That's correct. I'm really excited, actually. We have been working really hard on this album because we felt like the 6th album, the album before, we was like, it didn't turn out that good. So just a long struggle, and now we were like, and also we had a new drummer since 5 years back, and we really want to have him to be a part of, an album.
Yeah, I see. So how do you feel like, obviously 7 albums, and you just said it then, how do you feel like you're evolving through your albums?
Not especially.
Honesty is the best policy. I like it. Okay.
We try to write good songs and, stay in the vein of what we do.
Yeah.
Actually, this time we had external songwriters involved.
Okay.
For, 2 songs. That was fun. Absolutely. And one of the songs we have worked together with 2 guys is Metal Gods and Tired Dies at Dawn.
Right, okay.
Tired Dies at Dawn is a little bit too much power metal for us, but we like the song, so.
I love it. Awesome. So you've released 3 singles leading up to release. What's the response been like? Do you look for responses? Do you care? Or, what's the vibe been like?
Yeah, but this time I felt like I haven't cared more. And also it's like this struggle to try to keep up on social medias and stuff like that. But we have get so far really good response. What I feel, maybe I'm wrong.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so as a man who predominantly, is a master music producer like yourself, how easy is it to switch hats to make music that's your own? And do you approach anything differently, or do you bring your day job into the band?
No, not really, to be honest. And like 2 previous albums, because of so many small children we had back then,
right.
It's mainly recorded. Like the singer did everything in his house, the bass player did everything in his house, the guitar player did all his guitar part in his house. And then everybody sent me files. So this time was like, I more or less, I played not so much guitar on this album, to be honest. I let our guitar player do it, and I was kind of more like a producer this time.
Okay, yeah,
I see. Everything in the studio, because also it's like Niklas, he complained, it's like so hard to record vocals by yourself and nobody judging it for you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I was like, we're going to record in the studio this time.
So, for a man that's so busy making albums for other people, how easy is it to be able to spare the time for Dream Evil? Or do you just see it as another project, another thing to do?
When we do album recording, I see it as that's my work. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah, even if it's my own music. And when we are out playing, it's more or less like 5 guys going out carrying speakers and drinking beer and have fun.
Right. I see.
Yeah, I never care about what people doing behind of the front of house or monitor or whatever.
Yeah.
I actually opened my mouth one time, but that was the engineer. He did everything so backward. Right. So, are you really sure this is correct to do? But otherwise, when I'm out playing guitar, I play guitar.
Sure.
And drinking beer.
Of course, it's very important. And even at Swedish prices, and with your policies to be able to buy, you have to buy your beer by a certain time of the day, which always blows my mind when I go to Sweden. That blows my mind.
Yeah, but they
Government shops.
but government shops. But I like them, to be honest. They have the outbid is what they have in the store is really good.
It's
You
good.
don't find that good stores in Australia or wherever you
Oh,
go.
sure.
When
Sure,
you
I see.
buy alcohol in
So
any shop.
I've got to ask you this. You know, when you're recording bands or, you know, recording Dream Evil, do you only do one thing at a time, or do you have several projects going on at the same time? How does it work?
When it's recording, I try to stay on that project only.
Yeah.
When it's mixing, I can have several projects up at the same time.
Yeah. I see.
And the worst was actually I work for the Swedish government sometimes also as a deciding who's going to get money to make some music projects and stuff.
In Scandinavia, they did that a lot, don't they? They give bursary and funds out to help bands. Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, so I'm like the expert on metal and punk and that kind of stuff.
Very cool.
So, yeah, but I said yes to that, and that's in a certain period you had to read so much fucking papers. and suddenly, like when I started doing that, it's just like popped up like 8 albums, and we need 3 of them have to be done in 4 weeks. Right. So then I was mixing marathon. It was crazy. And also one of them was Handfuls remixing and mastering of what the fuck, their 4th album. I don't remember the name now. Well, that should including 3 CDs and 4 vinyls.
Right.
So that massive, it was massive. So it was a very crazy period. Very busy.
So going back to Dream Evil, how is the writing process with the band? You said you brought some outside sources in to help with a couple of tracks, you know, but who's responsible for that element? Is it something that you all pull together for, or is it something that's, you know, maybe 1 or 2 guys?
I have always want to have, and said it openly to everybody that's in the band. We are a band. We share everything equal. We write everything equal. Even if we don't use your stuff, you have at least tried to make some songs.
Yeah.
So then you have, So this time was a bit different. We actually met up everybody. And so like for the new drummer, he was like, you can be in the band, but you have to write music.
Right, okay.
I want everybody.
That's a pressure for a drummer.
No, but he did some cool stuff.
That's cool.
Absolutely. Yeah. So,
cool.
but this time there was kind of 3 years ago, we met up in the studio one time every week, everybody in the band, somebody brought a guitar riff or whatever, and then we were sitting and building from there.
Yeah.
5 guys writing songs is a bit too much. Normally it's easier when you're 2, but
sure.
It's more like also have the band together and, you know.
Do you do things like in a room together in a traditional sense where you all get together and thrash things out?
Yeah, more or less, yes.
Because you all live you live quite close to each other, or you quite?
Yeah, we do that, and everybody works in Gothenburg, so
yeah.
That you see, and I think we did like 25 song ideas for this album.
Right.
We have some really good stuff lying in the garbage because we also have to like now 1st of October we're gonna start recording. End of October we have to be done with recording.
Sure.
We had a goal. So and we were standing there now. Okay, now we have to choose any 14 songs that we recorded. Actually, we didn't record 10. We recorded 14 songs. So there is an EP coming out. I hope you see it.
That's cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
Got an exclusive out of you, Fred. We've got an exclusive.
Sorry?
We've got an exclusive out of you. There's going to be more music later this year.
Yeah, I hope so. So, but that's normally what you do. I think like when we did Book of Heavy Metal album, I think we had like 65 song ideas.
Yeah.
And that was really hard to like choose from.
Yeah.
So, but that's a good part with having everybody in the band writing music. It's not one guy.
Sure.
I also think it's give dynamic to the album.
Yeah. I understand. Of course. And tell me about the themes. What themes are running through the album? Is it just good metal kind of stuff, or is there anything meaningful going through it or anything like that?
No, not really. Peter basically he's written a lot of the lyrics, so he's a Maiden type of guy.
Right.
So it's a lot about fighting.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I like
we actually have done a pirate song also. Yeah.
Right. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. So how much fun is it writing solid metal tracks? If you're starting to do pirate tracks, are you having fun doing this?
Yes, absolutely. And the writing process is for each song is pretty easy. We are maybe a bit in a hurry with the recording. I didn't pay too much attention on the arrangement this time, which I normally do. So there's some parts that we should cut away. That was a little bit too long, but
yeah, okay.
That's fine.
Okay, it's your choice.
But that's me. Like I'm always like, stay to simple arrangement, cut the crap.
Yeah,
we don't need that. Is the song 5 minutes? That's a bit too long.
Are you a tough producer to work for? Are you like a Gordon Ramsay type, or are you more passive?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And everybody is a different kind of project also. Some bands I've been helping writing music. Some bands I have rearranged all the songs. Yeah. And some bands like The Haunted, they are more like, we want to have it like this. We want to have a good guitar tone. And they use me as a tool to find their guitar tone there.
That's nice.
Oh, this is good.
That's so good though.
Different.
That's good.
Yeah.
And a lot of bands need that as well. And that goes on to me to ask you about, from a studio perspective, the roster of artists that you've worked with is so impressive. The likes of Arch Enemy, Powerwolf, In Flames, Opedimu, Septic Flesh, Architects, just to name a few. How different are bands when it comes to recording albums? Their approach, the way they behave, etc. Is it noticeable? Do they come in with the same mind frame, or do you get some kind of like, joking around a bit too much, and how is it? Does everyone have the same approach?
No, everybody absolutely don't have the same approach, and it's but all bands have a different dynamic, and that you have to learn and live with,
sure.
Sometimes
because you can be with them for so long, can't you?
Yeah.
Right.
So also it's like kind of approach for like a black metal band and a stoner band, and I maybe go for different gear and different amplifiers and stuff like that.
Sure. Is it fun going through all those things? Because the amount of plugins you've got these days, and I'm sure it's not like the old days where you used to come in with a couple of pedals. I mean, I'm a drummer, so I'm not a guitarist, but I know that there's so much choice out there for sounds. It must get mind-boggling.
I'm not a plug-in fan. I'm use real gear.
Right.
I think we have 12 guitar amplifiers or 13, maybe more in the studio.
Okay.
Different. The whole recording room full with speakers and stuff. And we have tons of pedals. I love pedals.
Yeah. Now, when recording an album, when do you know you're done? Because they say that an artist's work is never complete. It's only it's abandoned, shall we say. That's a famous saying. When do you know that you shouldn't be tweaking anymore? Because obviously I can only assume, Fred, that your studio's at home, correct?
No, I have a studio in a...
Oh, good. Okay. So you haven't got that, you can wake up in the middle of the night and go downstairs and have a little play around. You haven't got that temptation. But when do you know you're finished?
It's hard to say, but I know, and starting up with you get panic attacks and all that kind of bullshit. So I think like we did one Architects album, and Tom, the guy who died, brilliant musician, he had this OCD thing and he couldn't stop. So I was like, fuck it, stop, we're done. It's just an album.
Yeah.
It's more or less like that. So I've been working so long in the studio, so it's more like, for example, when I do a mix, I can be like, I'm done for the day, I'm leaving, coming back the day after, listening, tweak some stuff, and take a short break, listen again, tweak some stuff, have lunch, go in again, listen, tweak, and then I'm like, and the day after, it's like, I listen again. I don't know what I can do better here. So then I just...
it's done.
And
You know,
then I give it to the client, and they are like, "Oh, but we think that maybe the bass drum is a bit heavy." Okay, but then we sort it out.
yeah, simple
So
fix, simple fix. Now, what's the
yes, I work.
what's the future going to be
Yes,
like for recording, etc. And how easy is it to keep on top of the technology for studios?
I think kind of plugins will be more and more, of course, and they'll
Yeah,
be cheaper and cheaper. But I think like I don't know what's going to happen like with the hardware because
yeah,
it's so full ended already. I don't
mm,
say nobody will invent anything better, but like the system I work with, Pro Tools, they have not been developed for 10 years. It's the same if you're going to buy
same,
a Pro Tools system, they have the same hardware.
sure, sure. But you
Yeah,
can
and the
you,
computers.
yeah, I mean, it's and obviously the amount of plugins you have, the bigger computer you're going to need to keep the things on, and it slows things down. I mean, you must be constantly updating things.
Uh, I had my Mac for 10 years also.
Right. Okay. It works
Yeah,
good.
but it works good, no problem. But I noticed it's I couldn't update my operating system.
Right.
So I'm like, sooner or
Yeah.
later there will be an update. I
That's the
cannot run
problem with
it.
Macs. That's the problem with Macs. Yeah, I've had that problem before.
Yes.
Now
Well,
you are.
went.
Go on, carry on.
So I went for the new M2
Yeah.
Mac.
Yeah.
Uh,
Sure. Sure.
Close
Not
to
not
4 weeks to working update everything.
not cheap, those things. So you are surrounded by music 24/7, Fred. What do you do to get away from it all when the ears have had enough? What do you do to switch off? What do you do that's away from music?
I don't listen to music.
Right, you don't listen to music at all.
No, no. These days I've started listening more to music and find out what do you call it? Geniality in like I'm the first Van Halen album is something I can actually take up and listen to, and
Right,
just to listen to the fucking guitar. He's a fucking genius, was a
of
genius
course.
on the guitar, and the bite, and and also it's like how David Lee Roth is like crazy in his
Yeah,
what he do in the yeah,
yeah,
and also the bass player, his choir, what he do is I can listen to stuff like that.
sure. But what do you do to get away from the music? What do you do in your spare time that isn't musical related? Do you go for beautiful walks in the fjords and Sweden, the beautiful air and everything?
I can take a walk. Back in the days, I was spending all my time in the garage, actually,
Right.
repairing bikes.
Oh,
Yes, they
okay.
do motor.
Because is it some is it
So,
some motor is that motocross behind you? Those jerseys.
yeah, this is, yeah. This is for
Oh,
my son. He did the world championship.
oh wow, that's cool. Representing
Yeah,
Sweden. Awesome. Very
yeah.
cool. Very cool. So do you still tweak in the garage? Do you still do that?
No, because they are like 19 and 22. So he left
Ah,
home and he
yeah.
went, yeah, because of, yeah. And the other guy, I have two boys that ride motocross. So the other guys, he rides still, but he sort himself out. He's very,
Sure, I see. He handles it
yeah,
himself. Back
yeah.
to
So
Dream Evil, Fred. And I think you might have answered this question, maybe one or two. But with the new album title in mind, who are your metal gods?
they are my mental gods, but that lyric is actually written by our singer, and that's
Okay.
his self experience, how he come in contact with metal music.
Okay.
So
But who are your metal gods? Who are your music gods, should we say?
ABBA for sure.
Of course.
D,
Swedish.
yeah, Dio.
Dio, yeah.
Yeah. He's my number one metal god, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
And that's what I also told Niklas. But Dio is not in here. And then
No.
other guitar player said, "Yeah, but Fredrick, you named the fucking band after Dio album, so that's tribute enough."
Yeah, yeah, of
So
course it is. Of
yeah,
course it is.
yeah.
I thought that's where it came from. I didn't know that, but obviously thinking about
Yeah.
it. So,
Uh, I think Depeche Mode is a very, very cool band.
of course. Of
Yeah.
course. Yeah, I saw them live a few years ago. Amazing. They influenced so many bands. They've influenced so many bands. Rammstein and so much.
Yeah. I definitely were cool band.
So cool. Now, what's happening
And
what's happening show wise with Dream Evil? You know, have you got a tour planned? What shows are on the horizon?
we're going to play on a festival here in Sweden, and then we have a Swedish tour. And before that, we're going to go to Prog Power in Atlanta. One
cool.
show only.
Yeah. Wow.
Then is the Swedish tour, and then we're going to do Australian tour.
Oh, right. Very cool.
Yeah, with the band I produced called Brider. Young girls, super skilled, really cool songs, and find out that they like my band, and I said maybe we should do a tour together. Yeah, we will have that.
Yeah, amazing.
So,
very cool. Would that be your first time in Australia playing?
Not the band's first time in Australia, yes, but I've been working in Australia for 3 months.
Cool, awesome.
Yeah.
Now you're very much a studio guy, but how much do you enjoy getting under the lights on the stage?
In the beginning, I didn't like it at all, to be honest. That was my boy dream, go out and play on Sweden Rock and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And suddenly I was there, and what? No, I don't want to do this. But now I enjoy it a lot.
Yeah.
The only thing that can be all the traveling that can be pain in the ass. But it's good. We have a good chemistry in the band. So even if we meet up 6 o'clock in the morning on an airport, everybody's happy to see each other, and we hug and we directly make.
You can have a beer. You can have a beer at that time. It's international time.
Oh, it's a bit too early.
Yeah, a bit too early for you, Fred. It's international time in the airport. You can do what you like. No one cares. So what album would you love to have had your producer stamp on it? What do you, from a producer's perspective, what album is the most perfect album for you? No matter if it's metal, pop, anything.
Yeah, but that should be all ABBA album. It's like that's so early stuff. They did stuff in the 74 and it's still super modern. It's just it's genius made.
Yeah.
To be honest.
What do you think to this ABBA hologram thing?
I haven't seen it. I just heard about it.
I've seen it. I've seen people have gone to it. I've seen some images. It looks quite cool if you're into it.
Yeah.
Very cool.
But I think but it's like Black Album is a classic one that is I remember when I heard it first time I was like, what the fuck is this? How does it sound? Yeah. Wow. Also.
Yeah. So the Olympics are on. Will you be watching it? Are you interested in it? Or because you're from Sweden, is it more of a Winter Olympics household?
Yeah, I'm not a sports guy, really. I can watch it. It can be fun, but it's always, I don't know what they do now, jumping over, running 100 meters and stuff like that.
That's usually what they do. They do that sometimes, I think, at the Olympics. I think that's what they do.
Yeah. And I actually, to be honest, I stopped watching television also.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I watch television, but not like the mainstream media stuff. They don't broadcast like the Olympics on mainstream media either here in Sweden. I don't know why.
Right. Okay.
You can see what you want on.
Of course, these days.
All the channels have this SVT Play or whatever.
Of course.
If you want to see anything there, so I just go in on the internet.
Now, here's a question for you, Fred. What one Dream Evil track sums the band up the best? If you had to show, if someone said, "What's Dream Evil?" you're going to say, "This is us," and you play it. What track is it? 'Cause I'm going to play it next. So, what track is it?
I think, to be honest, I think it's the Book of Heavy Metal. That's what everybody is saying. But it's not the most played song.
Okay, what's the most played song?
Chosen Ones.
Are you saying that's from Spotify or just general?
Yeah, from Spotify. Yeah. It's almost double up than Book of Heavy Metal.
Interesting.
Chasing the Dragon also. Yeah. Maybe Chasing the Dragon. Maybe that song is there.
So what am I going to play next? What should I play next?
Play the Chosen Ones because we have a chosen twice. We have a unchosen ones, which was the chosen Reich, we call it, but our German label said no, that's not. It's unchosen ones, and we have chosen force also. So that's like a quadrology thing.
It's coming up next. My last question, Fred. What's the most used emoji in your phone?
Question mark.
Question mark. Why?
Yeah.
You just question mark everything. to everyone?
Yeah, you just do that. I don't know why.
It's a question mark emoji. I don't even know there was an emoji for a question mark. I don't go that far down.
There is. Let's see here.
There's a question mark. Fred's getting his phone ready to show me. Yeah, he's proven it. It is a question. It's a red question mark. I've seen that before. And you got you got the 5-5 hands and a bottle of champagne I saw there as well. So that's good.
Yes.
I like it. You're the first guy to actually show me all the emojis in your top 10. That's pretty impressive.
The pizza is there. I had pizza yesterday.
Pizza, champagne. I love it. I love it. Well, Fredrick, listen, thank you so much for joining me on the show. Good luck with the album, which came out today. I'm going to get everyone to listen to it. And good luck with the rest of the year. And I hope to see you on the road at some time.
Yes, that should be awesome. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.